The largest esports event in Iowa will be holding its 7th annual tournament this weekend right here in the Quad Cities. Honeypot 7, Fireside Tales, hopes to continue this tradition, now in a new venue. In this week's What's the Buzz, SAU Weekly's Grant Ward talks with head organizer Albert Rassavong to discuss the process of creating an event of this size.
Thanks, guys. Joining me now is one of Honeypot's head organizers, Albert Rassavong. Thanks so much for joining us, Albie.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on.
Of course. So for those unfamiliar with this event, could you walk us through what Honeypot is?
Yeah, so Honeypot originally started here at St. Ambrose. We ran it with the alternating currents at the Currents Hotel, the Autograph Collection. And it was a project that I kind of did with Chase Newcomb, the former director of Esports here. And it slowly built up to kind of the largest esports tournament in Iowa and constantly growing. So we're on the 7th iteration. It's a, like I said, esports tournament where it has Smash, fighting games, Melee, Rivals of Aether, more of the fighting game and, platform fighter stuff, not the FPS games or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, so you mentioned, obviously, going back to the beginning, you and Chase Newcomb really worked very hard together to get this event going. I saw it was originally planned for April 2020, but due to COVID, obviously that didn't end up happening, so 2021.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, so COVID happened, and we were planning throughout all of COVID. It happened in March, everything shut down, everything closed down, and we really couldn't run anything because you can't go nowhere. There was a what's it called? Like the mask mandates and stuff like that, and a mandate to not have people go out. So we were like, all right, let's sit at home, think about it, and see what we can do, what we can plan with it. And then from there, we got in contact with the Visit Quad Cities Bureau, so the Visitors Bureau for the Quad Cities, and it grew from there.
Mm-hmm. So going off then with that first Honeypot, what exactly was your role then, and how exactly has that role evolved over time?
Yeah, so actually I started off as a student, so like a student helper. I did a lot more photography and videography work. As y'all know, I was a comm student here first, and that's my specialty. Then I ended up was like Honeypot 2, Honeypot 3. I was like, I kind of want to get more involved with this. Like, how can I help? So Honeypot 2, Honeypot 3, I mainly focused on marketing, social media, partnerships, and it kind of helped me a lot because, as you can tell now, it's grown into this crazy thing where the partnerships are the Visitors Quad Cities, Travel Iowa, 392 is some of the cool ones that's local here, and it helped me create a lot of connections here and help it run really, really well.
Well, then going off of a lot of that marketing that you've done, do you feel like were you heavily involved with a lot of the planning process for the themes for each event? Because I know Honeypot 4 was Lost in the Woods, Honeypot 6, Winter is Coming, this one's Fireside Tales.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were there for some of my idea thinking when I was thinking about some of these ideas. So yeah, so that's something special about Honeypot is we do themes. It used to be a once a semester tournament, so bi-yearly, and then now it's yearly since it's so big and it's 3 days now. Each Honeypot has a theme. The second one was Save the Bees. The fourth one, like you said, was Lost in the Woods. The fifth one was the Honey Heist. So we always have these cool themes and try to play off of it and kind of do the stage set design by these themes, and it makes it really fun.
Well, then going off of the overall growth with Honeypot, Honeypot 6 was the largest esports event in Iowa history.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be the reason for that overall growth?
In all honesty, a little bit of luck, a little bit of charm, just having the right connections and just talking to the right people. I think we did a really good job of continuously throwing a good event, Anytime you have something that's proven and that's really good and great, you're going to always have people come back to it, right? It's like that. It's like Whitey's. Like, I love Whitey's to death. There's no ice cream spot I can go to now because I love Whitey's. It's always so consistent. It's always going to give me something good.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of consistency, something that hasn't been consistent is the venue. The overall Honeypot venue has changed a lot over the years, starting off with that hotel. Now we're at TBK. Yep. How did that decision come to be with the changes in venues, especially with TBK now? And what success are you hoping for with this venue change?
Yeah, so I actually just talked about this in a facilities and management class. there's really some important things when you're running an esports event, right? You need the space. We were outgrowing the Putnam. There was literally no space. You can attest to that. Internet speed. So we had 5 streams, and it only had 50 download and 100 up. So for people who know that, it's very slow internet that can't really run anything. The streaming barely was struggling. It froze sometimes, and we're like, wow, we can't do this. And the Putnam isn't in a great spot for tourism, if you think about it, right? The Putnam's on a hill where, when you're thinking about Smashers, they're younger age people, they're high schoolers, college kid people, where they want to walk to things. They want to get to places and get food super accessible and very easily. So the reason why we switched from Putnam to TBK was, 1, space, location, things to do, and the internet speed. So with the Putnam, we have 1 gig up, 1 gig down, which is 1,000 megabytes per second, if people don't know, which is a big increase from 100. And then it's a very big venue where we're on 4 basketball courts. It's 64,000 square feet almost. There's an arcade there, there's food there, there's McDonald's there. The Betplex area is just continuously growing, and we just want to continue to support that and continue to support the QC growing. So it was a perfect place where it has all the things that you need to run a great event.
Of course, and not only with the QC grind, but really Iowa and Midwest as a whole, because I know you guys have a lot of volunteers helping out with this event, lots of vendors coming in to support different things, art, food, things like that. How has their support helped during planning and during the event itself in past years?
Yeah, vendors are always key. Same as, I would say the big 3 in terms of bringing people out, right? It's staff is number 1, because of the people who are working it. If you like the people who are working it, you're going to come out for that. Vendors, if there's a really cool vendor that you like, you're always going to come out. And one of our consistent vendors is Keith, Studios, which is a controller modder. He always comes out to every single Honeypot, and he makes, I think, over 3 days, $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, insane amount of money. And, the vendor fee is $150, but you get a lot of business, a lot of traffic for coming out to Honeypot. Next is the volunteers. Volunteers are always great for helping us. There's people like Kilo and you who constantly just preach about how good Honeypot is. So it always helps that, it's a village. It takes a village for it to be successful.
It's really true. So Honeypot 7 is this weekend.
Yep.
Where can people from home go ahead and watch this?
So you can watch Honeypot on 5 different streams. For the FGC stream, you can watch it at twitch.tv CFGC. For the Melee stream, you can watch it at twitch.tv/McNutty. For the Rivals of Aether stream, you can watch it at twitch.tv/SpotlightKC. And then for the main alt stream and side alt stream, for the main alt stream, you can watch it at twitch.tv/UGSgaming. For the side one, you can watch it at twitch.tv/7.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Albie.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, good luck this weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grant.